Firstly, thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Let's go through an introduction of yourself first, and then we'll wing it from there, as we always do.
Okay. My name is Lulu. I am the event host, franchise owner of the Mum Club Bedford.
Cool. So, firstly, I didn't know it was a franchise when I was looking at the socials, which is great because it just means they're all around the country. So, talk me through how, when, and why it sort of came about for you.
For me, I'll do a little bit intro about the Mum Club because it's why I'm here today.
Yeah.
It was founded by two amazing women, Jess and Lauren, who are mums themselves, actually in Northampton, so not far.
Oh, okay.
And they just found this gap in the market, basically. Like, as you know, as a parent, there's all these baby clubs and things like that, but there's nothing really for mums. Mm-hmm. So when you go to like baby groups and all of that, the focus is your child. There's nothing where the focus is on you as the mum. Like, you don't really get a chance to. At baby group, the focus is your child. You go in and you go out, and you don't really get a chance to chat to anybody else. So they founded the Mum Club in this gap and have grown this amazing community of mums, hosts and franchisees like myself. And literally we had a meet-up the other day. And for 2025, across 70 plus franchises in the UK, we have hosted events from 20,000 mums.
Wow.
So we could fill the O2 basically.
That's
the
nuts.
amount of events, tickets we've sold for the different things that we do. So
that's amazing.
It is. It really is. But for me, I found the Mum Club. So my son is 2. I fell pregnant in 2023, the start of it. And I, like a lot of people, was made redundant from my job. Not because I was pregnant, it was just the timing. They didn't even know.
Right.
So it's not like, oh, we'll get rid of her. And now I can say it was the biggest blessing ever. At the time, you panic and think, oh my God, I'm having a baby. Where's the money going to come from? And I started looking for jobs. So I was made redundant at the end of the financial year, so March 2023. And literally I went to like my annual review to be like, oh, I'm pregnant. And they were like, oh, you've been made redundant.
Oh, God.
And I remember like being in shock. And I called my mum and she's like, it's going to be fine. And I called my husband. He's like, just come home. It's going to be fine. And I was like, we've got a baby on the way. I didn't even get a chance to say I was pregnant. Like, it was just like the shock of it. Obviously, you go through all the stages of grief as you do being made redundant. I'd never been made redundant in my life. And I started looking for jobs. That was my next thing. So I need to find a job. But actually, through that search, obviously I got to a few final stages, obviously going in pregnant.
It's not the best start.
Well, obviously you don't have to legally say anything, do you? You can just go and be pregnant.
Yeah.
The timing just didn't work out. Like, I got to a point where it wasn't fair for myself or for an employer to take me on because I wouldn't even be there to pass probation. I would have had be having my baby.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it was a redundancy, so I got paid out and the timing of everything worked. But in that search, I found the Mum Club.
Right.
But the weirdest part is, I don't know how, but I didn't find the Mum Club events that everyone knows and hosts. I found the information about being a franchise, which is what I found first, which is very weird.
That is weird.
I don't know how.
That's a bit of a sign.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. It's a sign. And I remember saying to my husband, what I forgot to say is my background is events and marketing. So this kind of all ties in. And he was like, oh, that could be like a good fit. And I was like, well, we don't know. We've got a baby. We're first-time parents. We don't know what this can be like. But that kind of stayed in my head. Fast forward, so that was kind of May 2023, or I kind of spotted it. Fast forward to like September, October. No, obviously had my son in October. In that time off, I was looking for community, I guess. Like me and my husband moved from London to Bedford without knowing anyone. For us, it was cheaper to buy a house.
Yeah.
But also, we do have family in Northampton, so not completely wild. But we actually don't know anyone. And when I was pregnant, I realised I don't know anyone in Bedford. I just about know my neighbours. What am I going to do? So I firstly joined a well-known app for mums, which is basically like Tinder for mums.
Right.
And I met some wonderful people. I will say wonderful just in case any of them see this.
Just don't say which are wonderful.
I won't say the weird. I have to tell you that story offline. I've met some amazing people that I now obviously have met. They've come to events and things like that. I met a really good friend. Our sons go to the same nursery. Like, she's one of my best mum friends now. Fate would have it that she also has a background in events and hospitality. Randomly that Christmas, once we'd all had our babies, she arranged like a mum's afternoon tea. And I don't know what it was about that day, but the light bulb in my head went off and I was like, oh, mum club. Like this is a group of mums and it's an afternoon tea. She's organised, which is basically what they do. So my brain was like tick, tick, ticking. And I was like, oh, I wonder if she'd be interested in doing this with me. So I weirdly, out of the blue, after the meet-up she arranged, which was lovely, messaged her. And I was like, oh, would you be free for a coffee? I've got an idea I want to put to you. And basically told her all about the mum club and if it's something she'd be interested in. She was like, yes, oh my gosh, that's great. So weirdly, everything kind of fast-forwarded from then. In December 2023, being 2 months postpartum, I signed my agreement for the Mum Club Bedford. So we obviously spoke to HQ, you have to be interviewed and all those kind of things. Before I did that, I started speaking to mums that I knew or people I knew that are from Bedford. I didn't want to be that girl that was like, I'm from London and I think you should have this in Bedford. I genuinely spoke to people to be like, do you think this is what's needed? Yeah. And a lot of people said yes. Obviously, a little bit insular because it was just people I knew. It wasn't everybody in Bedford. Yeah. But a lot of people said yes. So I said, you know what, I'll give it a go. I've got nothing else to lose. Like I've got this whole maternity leave and I don't know what is beyond that to do something. So yeah, we signed the contract December 2023 and our first event was February 2024.
That's quick.
Yeah. Very quick.
Also, like, you've also got being a parent to mix up with all that as well. Trying to work that all out. And but that's a lot. Yeah.
I think what helps is, I mentioned, my background is events and marketing, so it's quite a natural fit, like the organisation, the planning. We were on it really quickly. So it's been, like, so far, since then, the start, like, we had an amazing first sold-out event. We've collaborated with some amazing venues. And then, what was that? February, March, April. By April, May, my friend/partner at the time, as in Mum Club partner, was starting to go back to work.
Right.
And obviously, the dreaded, how do I juggle everything, came up. And it just wasn't working for her in terms of going back to work. How do you fit this in? It just became more and more difficult to like find a date that aligned for both of us. Bearing in mind I had a completely free calendar. It just got really tricky. And I guess it's a challenge, but we had to like sit down and really talk about what do we do next? Do we carry on? We'd come into this together. Even I was like, oh gosh, like we did this together. Can I really do it by myself? So we did like take a long, hard look at everything. We even considered bringing someone else in. And I was like, I'm not quite sure. So then I made a decision. Obviously, she had to step away. But then I made a decision that I'm just going to try this for myself. What can I lose? What I've got to lose. Other franchises are run by themselves. Yeah. So from September 2024, officially, I was by myself.
Wow.
And it didn't come naturally. I think by that point, I think just maybe imposter syndrome or the fear of things, I kind of had already started to scale down how many mums we did the events for. Because I think the panic was you have 30 mums, which is kind of the standard, but there's 2 of you to juggle that. And I'm like, but 30 mums and 30 babies, I'm not a teacher or like a professor, like I can't do this. Positively, the feedback was from a lot of people that 30 mums and babies is a lot. So it was kind of a natural scale down. But also it was easier to find venues in Bedford to partner with. Yeah. The space is there for like a little bit of a smaller group. So from September 2024, it's literally like been a new lease of life. It's been, like I said, easier to partner and work with different venues in Bedford, as much as that it is a franchise. And in that sense, we get a lot of branding support and I guess just business support, running your business support. The rest of it in terms of your region is yours. It's on you. It's on you to make local partnerships. It's on you to go out there and meet people and, get them on board with what the Mum Club is. And I've met some truly amazing people who have been on your podcast from it. And for that, I'm probably going to always be so grateful because it's what I feel has fully immersed me into this community. Yeah. I think without it, I'd probably still be the person that moved from London, whatever, and I probably would have known a handful of people. and it's really cheesy to say, but seeing a room full of mums, no matter what size that room is, who have been brave enough to leave their houses and meet a room full of people they don't know, literally fills my cup. Like, it's so cheesy to say, but even when I see mums like swapping numbers, I'm literally like, oh my God, yay! Then I'm like, oh, why didn't anyone swap numbers with me? But it literally is like the icing on the cake of it all. Like, I love, obviously, I love what I do. I love organising, I love planning, but literally we all do it for that moment. To like, there's one of our more recent events, October Mums, they all created a WhatsApp group. I'm in it, so yay. But I'm not in it to be in it. Like, I'm just conveniently in it. But I can see that they're messaging and they're like, I'm going here. Does anyone want to meet up? It's just like, it's that solidarity that you don't get. And I think everyone does this. If I had a penny or a pound for everyone time, someone says, I wish I knew about this earlier, or I didn't know about this.
A pound would be greater than a penny.
I know, but economy, you know? I wish I knew about this earlier, or when I had my first, like, all of these things. Like, you can see the impact it is. Like, for me, I remember going to baby groups and feeling really isolated. And it's weird because you're a parent, but motherhood, parenthood is probably the biggest club in the world. Like, we've all made these amazing humans. Yeah. But to go somewhere and sometimes feel really isolated, even though you're in a room of people that are exactly the same as you.
I find it really bizarre with parenthood that you get quite easy, you get caught up in your bubble, right, of this amazing thing that's come into your life. And what you also kind of forget is that you're not alone doing that, in terms of I get what you're saying, because you're kind of like, everyone's done it. We've all been babies, right? Everyone, like, some people are having babies that, because of that, you kind of do feel isolated because everyone's doing it. It's not as special to you, to everybody else, as it is to you, because it's your child, right? Yeah. So then when you go to this, everyone's either overwhelmed or going through that process themselves. So it's hard to actually kind of be like,
hey.
Yeah, exactly.
Connect.
So everyone's just kind of so focused on that the baby groups are great, but like I say, they are for the baby.
Yeah, not for you.
And some people don't necessarily want to be making friends in those scenarios either, because they're just trying to
get through the day.
Keep their baby alive.
Like, hope they don't poo on a mat or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that. So it's a different kind of space, and I think, as many will say, postpartum's hard. I can only speak as a woman. It's hard for everybody. Everyone got their own journey of it. But I remember I signed up my son to a baby group at 5 weeks. But it was down my road, so I thought it'll get me out of the house once a week as a minimum. I can do this. But I found that it was really isolating. Like, a lot of people wouldn't always talk to me, even though we sat next to each other. Like, I'd see them in the coffee shop afterwards and not feel really welcome, in that sense. It was really tricky. But I did actually go to a Mum Club event and speak to a different host in a different location beforehand, and it was just that community of the automatic thing. You probably do it, is when you go somewhere with your kids, you automatically introduce your child. You say, so I'm like, oh, hi, this is Micah. I'm Micah's mum. Like, I forget my name doesn't count. Yeah. That's what you do. At Mum Club, the amount of times people are like, this is so-and-so. And I'm like, I didn't ask your name. I didn't ask your... With all due respect, you're here because you're a mum. Yeah. But you're here for you today. Like, you need to put yourself forward. And one of the great things about the format of our events is, where possible, we have a professional nanny or a babysitter to help alleviate that. So even if, you just want to go for a wee by yourself, you can. Yeah. Or I'll hold your baby.
It's little things like that, isn't it?
It's also the importance of, like, brunch clubs are kind of like our core event that we do. Being able to have a hot meal and a hot drink, like the amount of times that you have to reheat a tea that you did 4 hours ago, like, is ridiculous. Or you just don't. Or you don't even get a chance to have a shower sometimes before you get out the house. So it's, even when the mums get there, I appreciate how much it's taken to get to us.
I think when I think back on sort of the early months and things, I think there's I was out somewhere the other day, and there was a couple that are baby must have been only a couple of weeks old, and they were out and they're having a drink, and I kind of thought to myself, you're in that space now where you think that that's where it's going to stay, when they're asleep basically all the time for the first 3 or 4 weeks, barely open their eyes. Yeah. You put them down there, they stay there.
They don't move.
They kind of can't roll over, can't do anything. And that's kind of lulls you into this false sense of security that that's what it's going to be like. Yeah. You can have a shower and kind of open the door and baby's just laying there, not moved, not really done anything. And then it's the case of you can't, it's hard to shower. And we kind of went through a similar sort of process where we had Austin and then Andrea's mum made redundant and all that sort of stuff. And it's just, I think you get so focused on you and your life and the moment that you're in, that I think groups like this are so good because you can talk to people that are going through that.
Exactly that.
And it's special and it's you and it's individual and it's your child, but it's not at the same time. Do you know what I mean?
And it's good. I think what's nice is that it's a safe space to talk about the highs and the lows. If you're struggling with nights, if your child, it's, any child that sleeps through the night from day one is a unicorn. Right? Let's be real. Everyone's journey is different, but it doesn't mean you're there to compete with anyone. It's just to share. And what also I love about it is sometimes we get mums who are a lot of COVID mums who didn't get a chance to have any baby groups or any form of connection when they were on maternity leave, have now been able to go through it second time and actually enjoy that side of the experience as well. And I always find that I get a lot of mums of older kids who are like, oh, I wish this was around when I was, but it's like, it doesn't mean you can't join now. Like if you're a mum that works from home or you're a stay-at-home mum and your kids are at school, you're more than welcome to join. I think what's always funny is obviously if you look at the visuals, it's always a lot of mums on mat leave because they've got the time, but it's open to anyone. Like if you're a mum and you've got a day off and it aligns with when an event is, come along. Because I think what's so special is people just sharing their story. Like no matter what stage of motherhood you're at, you can always benefit from it, but you can also help others and learn. Like the amount of times people are like, oh, I'm going on, like sharing ideas and stories, like I'm going on my first holiday with baby, what do I do? And people are like, oh, I've got this and I've got this website you can do, and it's just sharing that knowledge. And it's not like it just comes easy. You don't have to beg for it or dig for it or like feel like it's awkward to ask. Everyone just talks and shares, and you talk about horror stories and your birth stories that maybe other, your partner may not always get. Or,
and that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, I obviously I'm a dad, but I really try to understand the mum side of things and the emotions, but in the night I just can't. Like as much as I try, and understand and listen,
and you were there.
I was there. I saw it happen. I lived my side of things, but it's so different because I didn't have a child inside me that had all the emotions and and changes that brings, and then afterwards, and then I can logically process it in terms of kind of your identity changes and
empathize,
but it doesn't mean I understand it and I don't know that feeling, but I can process it in that way. So you're right. It must be difficult to talk to your partner about things when they're not living. They're living a whole different side of things.
The experience is very different. Like you're on similar paths, parallel. But obviously how you got there. is slightly different, and how your day to day is. And obviously people talk about things like mental load. A lot of mums obviously take that brunt of things like that. So obviously, mum clubs. I don't know. It's magic, and I'm not saying that bias. I think if the shoe was on the other foot and I was a mum and not the host. I would still think it was magic, because I think it's... And actually, this is my fun fact I love to share. I genuinely thought the most of the mums that came through the doors would all be mums from Bedford. They've lived and grown up here and whatsoever. I would say there's actually a higher percentage of mums that are not from Bedford at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I would say probably 70%.
Wow.
Are mums that aren't from Bedford. They've moved here, like me, cheaper to buy a house, or your husband's from here, or you grew up here and you've come back, or things like that, or you lived in a neighbouring town or village, and it's just change. And also a lot of people, your own personal friendship circle, you could be the first person in your group of friends to have kids, so you can't really relate to, no disrespect to those people,
it's different, they
can't relate to you in that same way. So what's really important is finding that sense of community. And even if you only meet, it's not about quantity either, it's the quality. Even if you just meet one person that gets it. Like I've met so many mums and I found out, oh, actually you live near me, so next time you're going for a walk, send me a message. I'll go with you. Like things like that. And it's helped just bridge that gap, that the journey is wild, it's wacky, but you aren't alone. And it's just that expectation. There's no pressure. Like I think people always think, oh my God, if I make a friend I have to text every day. Like no, like we all have kids, we're all in the thick of it, like sleepless nights or teething. Why does no one ever talked about teething before?
I know.
I feel like it's a really important thing to talk about, as in pre-baby, like in all those birthing classes or whatever. You talk about teething. I think that's more important than giving birth, I think.
I think the classes before were great, but I felt like they were all about the giving birth,
and not beyond.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I remember we drove back from the hospital, and I was trying to play it cool because that's what you got to do. I can't be like panicking. But I thought, well, now what? There was no real lessons on what you do next. Like, it came out. It's healthy. Fine.
Go home.
What do we want to get home? You know what I mean? Like, and then teething. It's just, it's understanding that as well. Like, it's great having like your parents that have gone through it all and all that sort of advice. But yeah, I always feel like teething is this. It's like wait till everything's good, like sleeping pretty well, eating pretty well.
Something.
Then bang, teething, and then teething that kind of goes, and then you like and it's just a domino effect or like a growth spurt, and you're like how, and then nursery is obviously just everyone's sick all the time, so then it's just the sickness comes, and then you get sick, and I don't know. I never heard of hand, foot, and mouth before either.
Neither did I. We got it 2 months to the day apart from the first time to the second time.
Really? And
I remember I did a poll on the Mum Club, and the amount of people like they've never heard of it.
Yeah.
Or
I thought it was something sheep got.
Some people like mad cow disease or something. Or some people like we've had it 4 times, and it's one of those funny things that people don't know. You can just keep getting.
Yeah, and it's horrible as well because you can't explain, and it's just
and sometimes
sore
doctors get it wrong. Like one, no disrespect to the NHS, but one of the doctors we saw got it wrong and thought it was chickenpox.
Yeah.
And the second opinion was like, no, hand, foot, mouth. So it's crazy. But yeah, it's just all of those things you can share, like, you know, and it's not to scaremonger anyone, but I find that sometimes it's helpful for me being a little bit further ahead in the stage, my child's 2, talking to these newer mums and not to say, oh my God, beware. It's kind of like, well, this is what's ahead in terms of, not in a bad way, but like, there's so much to process. Like you have to give birth and all of that. And I find being at the Mum Club, even talking to people about nursery, like some people don't realise you've got to be in that queue very early. I remember we signed up to nursery and I was like 36 weeks pregnant while we did the tour. Yeah,
I remember going through that tour thinking, we are so far off. Like my son didn't start until he was 9 months old, right? So that's, I think we were well over a year walking around before he started.
Yeah.
And you think, in my mind, like, this is nuts. Yeah. So I should be picking up schools as well now.
That's apparently that's the thing you need to do too. Yeah. But I remember being like, they were like, "What's his name, babe?" Like
baby one,
baby. I don't have.
I don't know if it's a boy or a girl or anything at this point.
Like these things. So it's funny, but it's nice to like have been able to share that knowledge.
Yeah.
And I see now there's a few mums from Mum Club that are now at our nursery, but just being able to be like not in a scary way, but just that guidance and advice. And it's not because there's a lot to take in the early stages, I think. But also there's a lot of mums, Mum Club wise, that we've done a few events while people are pregnant.
Right.
So like an expecting mums special kind of thing. Because then that's quite nice. It's like you can set those foundations a bit earlier and meet mums, and your due dates might be the same. And we did a few more. I haven't done any this year, but I did some last year where we did 2 events, and then some of those mums then came back after baby was born, which is quite nice. Makes you feel like a midwife. Like I helped you then, and then I get to see the baby. So it literally is all about community and setting those foundations. And obviously, a difficult part is when you go back to work.
Yeah,
that's another shift in the journey.
Yeah.
And I would say that also is a tricky part of the business side of things.
Yeah,
is that really and truly, I probably only get a 4-month window with mums.
Yeah.
Before
I was going to say, there's
changes.
a lot of layers to it, isn't there? Because, first thing what I was thinking is that in terms of the community thing, I think it's really important because it's so easy to go on the internet, start searching stuff, and not often do you come out feeling better.
No.
Because you Google something and your baby's really ill, or you need to call 111 now. It's rare that you're kind of actually...
Okay.
Yeah, how's hand, foot, and mouth? It's rough, but... It's all right. But if you Googled it, you can quite easily get into a really, really bad rabbit hole of how awful it is and this, that, and the other. But just the knowing what's down the road a little bit it's reassuring that kind of people have and I also think as well, with having a baby, I don't know about if anybody else feels this way, but I totally forgot that everybody has done it. Like sometimes you'd kind of wrap them up in cotton wool, and like the other day he slept through the night, and I'm checking the camera all the time because it's not normal.
Yeah.
So I'm like, has he moved? Is he still breathing? Is he making any noises? But actually, we've survived in way worse things. Yeah. I used to say this all the time when things are really kind of rough and you have to leave him to cry.
Yeah.
And it's like heartbreaking that he's got to cry himself to sleep, or that kind of, leaving the room, all that stuff. But actually, we were born in, like, we used to be in caves. Like, he's warm, he's dry, he's fed.
He's breathing.
Yeah. I can see him in the camera. It's just, we've all been babies, all gone through this. And sometimes you're saying, I know it's going to be horrible. You're going to hear him cry. It's going to break your heart. All you want to do is go pick him up and hug him. But it's going to be fine in a week, 2 weeks. And then you're going to be able to have a little bit of your life back.
Yeah.
And knowing that, but someone saying that and living that and talking to them about it is much easier than watching a video on YouTube of someone who's like, actually,
don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know you. I don't know that you're a specialist. Yeah. Like, a lot of specialists might not even had kids yet and not lived it. So there's that part of it that's really nice to just have that experience, or actually I'm going through it now and it's horrible. And also if you've got 15 people in a room talking about whether it's teething or something, the chances are there's a baby that's doing something similar to yours. Like, we've got friends that had babies around the same time, but that doesn't mean they're doing the same things at the same times. So my sister, she had a second boy a day after we had ours. So he was born the 11th, and Blake, her son, was born the 12th. That's nice. Naturally, it's great. Yeah. But naturally, like, he's doing this, he's doing this, he's doing this.
Comparison
it
is in
is.
your head, yeah.
But then if you've got widening that net to maybe 10 people, you could be in the middle, you could be, and it makes it a little bit easier to kind of understand,
and digest, and not feel, oh my gosh, it's wrong. And it's the validation, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, actually, I speak to one person and they get it, but actually, I speak to a group of people, not a massive group, but you'll get it in all the different, like, it's something will always click.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what's great about it. And what's actually funny that you said about everyone's done it, or some people, like some specialists, haven't done it. I've actually met a few midwives that have come to events, and they've now had their own children and been like, I didn't get it before, and now I do.
And there's so much that changes your perception of stuff and view of stuff once you've had a child, I think.
Yeah.
There's so much, you look at things completely differently, and everyone's told me that, and I was like, all right.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I get it. Like, they're great, and you love them, and you think things differently. But it does change your view on so many things.
Yeah.
And to like I said, that validation, having the conversation with someone saying, mum guilt, or like going back to work, that's a whole journey in itself of what does that mean, and kind of getting your identity back, which is great. But also, like, nursery, like, my little boy now goes 4 days a week, and I sit that in my head all the time. Is that the right thing, the wrong thing? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Like, having that conversation with other people is great.
Yeah, and just working out what's in nursery is not for everyone. Sometimes it's a childminder, sometimes it's having a nanny. Like, you've just got to work it out. Like, there's a lot of people have twins, so you've got to think how much they they pay for things. And like, I've got a friend who's got twins, and
I've got a lot of respect for someone that's.
And they don't know any different. They've had twins from day one. They don't
know
any. We think it's hard.
Getting one to sleep is enough.
But it is. But I would say, it's the journey. And it's obviously what's also very beautiful is to be part of people's journey. Yeah. So, like, once, like I said, I get like a 4-month rough cycle, if we look at it in business terms. By the time people are confident enough or feel comfortable enough to come out of their house and come to these events. And then, rightly or wrongly, the way our economy is, some people have to go back to work sooner than others. Yeah. So really, let's say a standard 6-month maternity, I probably only get 4 months of that time with a mum to have any kind of impact. Yeah. And I don't take that for granted. Yeah. It's, I've got a few mums now that are like, I'm going back to work after Christmas, what do I do? And it's all these things. And it's like, no matter where you are, your journey, whether you've been at Mum Club and you've gone back to work, like, you'll always be a Mum Clubber. Like, it's that kind of thing. You can always come back to talk to us. I always say to them, if you're working from home, if you just come, bring your laptop, I will move the mouse for you. It's one of those things. And it's kind of, it's nice also to, like, share that wisdom and share that knowledge. And, I've got a few mums now that I know from their first child and now they're pregnant with their second. So like, I'm coming back. I'll see you next year on mat leave. So that's always quite nice. But it's a very small window. And like you said, the first year, the second year, it goes really fast of being a parent, especially when you're a first time parent, and like all your emotions, all your thoughts. So to be able to like have these people that get it or on a similar path to you or understand what you're feeling at the moment, it's amazing. I think it's so great. But even just talking about, you know, people talk about being afraid of going back to work. There's a lot of people who love their jobs and they still feel the same way after having a child, but parenthood changes how you feel about work. Like for me,
your whole like view on everything can change.
It completely changes. Like mum, literally, I will say, it saved my life. But Mum Club has done a lot. Like finding this and being able to do this has filled a lot for me. So I ended up actually going back to work after a year and a half off because I had redundancy, and I went back to work and I thought, okay, I can do this and I can juggle Mum Club. And again, it got too much. I got to a point where I was burning out. Like I didn't feel like I was pouring enough into Mum Club. Like I'd be commuting into London, trying to do posts and schedule it. The train signal would be rubbish and I couldn't do it. And it was just a lot. And I really struggled in that time. And actually a positive was actually I was sharing my truth with a lot of the mums. I was talking about being a working mum and the commute and the guilt you feel with your child going to nursery all the time or having to leave the house before really early. Like for me, my husband works from home, so he's a godsend. But having to leave my house and be on the train at 7 a.m. to then not get back until bedtime.
It's horrible, isn't it?
It's horrible. Like I love our nursery. It's amazing. But the time that you have, all this blissful time that you have on maternity leave is very different when you have real life things to think about. So when people say like, I'm really worried about going back to work, I totally get it because it's not easy. And I really struggled. I have had many sleepless nights in that point of, do I carry on doing Mum Club? Is it for me? Is it time for me to pass the baton over and let someone else do it? And I really struggled for a while and actually came to the decision to earlier this year, so maybe March, that the job I was in was not for me anymore. And with support, obviously, I quit my job. But the beauty of that is I still had this Mum Club thing to keep, maybe not financially, but to keep me going mentally and to be able to keep doing something and giving back and helping me find the path forward. So as of today, I do the Mum Club, but I now am freelance events. So I have obviously a day job to keep my house over my head. But obviously everyone must think, oh, the Mum Club's so busy. Like it's not well, it is about that. It's a business format. But for me, the biggest thing is what it does for the community.
Yeah.
Like it's not about making billions and things like that. It literally is what it does for every mum because I know it. Like the reason why I started it was I didn't feel there was that thing in Bedford that was for mums only. There are a lot of amazing baby groups that, you know, a lot of people run, which is amazing. But sometimes it's having something for mums. And I remember even like when my husband, you know, we became parents, there was football for fathers. There was already something for dads. Yeah. Like, I don't play football. Like, can you come as a mum? Like, no, it's for dads. Which is amazing, actually, because there isn't a lot out there for dads.
Yeah, I used to do that.
Did you used to do it as well?
Yeah.
I feel like we've met in a past life. There's a lot of similarities here. And I just felt like, I feel like Mum Club just is that thing that just helps. Even if it's just for a moment in time, you only come to one event, it's something. Like, it's so, it is such a brave thing to come out of your comfort zone, your house, your little routine with your baby and sit in a room, in a venue with people you don't know. You don't know if you're going to even like.
Yeah, and it is difficult because, like you said, sometimes you haven't showered and you haven't, like, eaten or whatever. And I think as well that everyone goes through that maternity time very differently. Some people absolutely love that time, that one-on-one time with their baby, and they're going seeing family, and they've got other friends that have got babies, and some people aren't. And that's good for both sides because maybe one can help the other and vice versa, and just that getting out and being sociable and feeling like, I think that like I say, obviously we had Austin, my sister had a baby at the same time, we had friends that had a baby at the same time, and I think that feeling, again, I can't speak for mums because I'm not one, but feeling like you're more than a mum is really difficult in that time, isn't it?
It really is. And I think that's where we come in that sense that even the events, like everything's pre-done. Like I do the hard work. You just sign up. I arrange the venue and all of those things, and you just have to show up with your baby and then you leave. So that's it. It's kind of the simplicity of it. And we do other events. We do like walking clubs. So, and I always say that's kind of like a nice little gateway event. You can go for a walk. We've done like along the embankment. We've done Russell Park, like all the amazing places that Bedford has to offer.
Yeah, I think that is true. There's so many nice places to walk in Bedford that you kind of forget when you're driving past them.
And it's nice to just meet up and walk. But I always say to a lot of people that are nervous, so they get so many messages like, "Oh, I've never come to an event before. What do I do?" Like, it's like the first thing is I'm always there to welcome you. Like that's the whole point of my role. But a walk, everyone laughs when I say this. If you don't like it or the people, walk in the other direction.
Yeah. Just filter off.
Just casually, I got lost. But that never happens. Obviously, people walk and you can chat about similar things. Some people come without their child. They have, like, you know, I used to bring Micah in the early days before he became a toddler to all the events, and he would be happy and play on the mat, sleep in the corner. And, you know, I'm one of the mums. I think a lot of the mums that come now, I'm a bit like, I always have to be like, my son's at nursery. Yeah. He's here. I am a mum. I'm not an imposter. But I do sometimes, if we do a walk, I'll bring him along as well because he can sit in the buggy. If I can convince him to sit in the buggy. Yeah. But it's just...
There's a whole different thing.
Yeah, it's a whole different thing. I have to be like, to negotiate to get in the car, to then get in the buggy. Yeah. It's
Austin's going for a phase if he don't get in the car if he's got a snack.
Yeah. We have the armrest in the middle. Yeah. Snack storage.
Yeah. He went through yesterday. I was having fajitas for dinner and... He was eating a dry wrap the whole way home. Like, how is that fun for you?
It's control, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
like, I get to choose this.
Yeah, I want a snack, and I'll eat my snack. And he's like got this big thing just gnawing around the outside of it. He's having good fun, letting crack on.
It's so funny, but it's like even we've had that conversation about the weird and wacky things our kids do. Being able to just sit and breathe, and what I've loved as well is getting to know some of the amazing businesses and restaurants and venues and in Bedford, because they're also helping part of this community is creating a safe space. Yeah. A space, you know, some of the venues that give us exclusive access, so it's just us. So whether you're a breastfeeding mum or you're not, or you're worried about how your child is in a restaurant, things like that, you don't have to worry about those things. Like we've been given a safe space where you can just breathe and be and not worry that, my child's run over and disturbing another couple eating or something. You can just, everyone's in the same boat.
I think that the other part of that you kind of, when you're in the moment of having a baby, right, you're, whether it's, obviously I didn't breastfeed, but like breastfeeding and all that sort of stuff, and you kind of, people always say you forget that stuff, and in the moment you think there's no way I'm going to forget this stress or this feeling, because we had, when Austin was baby, he had to get his tongue tie done. And at the time, we were like freaking out. Like, I don't want to go and cut part of his tongue off. That's awful. We don't want to do that. It's going to be awful. And thankfully, a good friend of mine, his partner's a midwife, and she was like, just do it. It'd be fine.
You through it,
because when you get advice, like professional advice, that's fine.
But it also seems like a lot sometimes.
It does.
A
professional, you're like, that's just a fact. You do that and it'll be better. But then we like... having other people to talk about and say, actually, it will help a lot, and it is just a moment, and it might make things a lot easier for him, and it did make a huge difference.
It's not major surgery.
It's not. It's literally like done, bleeds for like 5 seconds, and that's that, and he's happy again. And the difference it made is crazy. Yeah. But just being able to be in an environment where, like, also, NHS is NHS. Like, I won't criticise anybody in it, but it is what it is. Like, we all know the situation. So it only took a while for someone to say, oh, maybe he needs to get his tongue tied, because we kept asking. But then in an environment where there's a lot of people doing the same thing, well, actually they said this, maybe it's worth asking that question. Yeah. And that's a good part of that community as well, isn't it?
It's massive, isn't it? Like the amount of times people like, we were talking about teething, the amount of times like, oh, I've tried the teething granules, I've tried that, and the amount of, there's one specific product that always comes up. Everyone always shares with each other, and it's just nice to see.
Bottle of whiskey.
Like, no. Andesol teething liquid.
Oh yeah.
Not the gel, the liquid.
Okay.
Game changer.
Really?
Yeah. I said it to a mum at brunch last month, and she messaged me the other day. She's like, "Oh my goodness. Yeah. Why did I not know about this before?" So it's one of those things. But being able to share.
I hate getting that powder, because the pack's like that, isn't it? And the powder's like a slither that much at the bottom.
It's not.
And you can never get your finger in to get it. And then I'm like shoving my finger down his mouth to try and get it on like his molar or something.
We skipped that. We didn't do the granules. We just did gel, didn't work. And then we found this.
Yeah.
But I actually found, when I found out about it, it was online actually. But then I panicked and I thought, oh, maybe it's only available in America or something. Boots.
It's part of that journey, isn't it? Where you kind of, some things you've got to suss out yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that journey is good, but it's also, you just need a little bit of a...
Yeah. You just need that real life kind of in-person validation, connection, and just like, okay, these people get it. I can breathe. I can relax. And it's kind of like, I've got mums that come and they've come without their kids. Whether they've napped and they don't want to disturb them or whatever. And it's like, even just the relief of those mums where they haven't had, some people, like you said, the newborn stage, some of them are just tiny and they sleep through the whole thing.
Yeah.
The ones that come are just like, okay, these people get it. Like, we all get it. Or like, a lot. And I've seen where the mums who have got kids that are slightly older, maybe they're at school now, are sharing their experiences. And it's quite nice to be like, so it's quite nice. I think I really, truly enjoy the intimate groups. I know from a business perspective, it's probably, less numbers. But I feel like the best conversations, you can really get deep, I think, in those ones. But I love everything that we do. Like we do the walk, we do brunch clubs, we do coffee clubs. So it's more of an informal get together. We have a guest speaker. Right. So we try and tailor that around to things that can help mums on this journey at this stage. So we've got a lot of potential collaborations coming up. I'm like probably in April planning already for next year because there's just so much Bedford has to give to the mums of Bedford.
I think that once you get involved in Bedford, once you kind of, we find this with the podcast, and when we started, we didn't really know what to expect and people to come on. But once you kind of get in and around talking to businesses and the community of businesses, it's way bigger and better than I thought it was going to be. From the outside, I kind of thought, there's just everyone's independent doing their own thing. But it's once you get talking to someone, they introduce this and introduce this and introduce this. And it just shows that people want to be part of that community. And there is a community, which is really, really good. How are you finding the business side of things? Because that's like taking that on when you were kind of...
in the early stage, 3 months postpartum,
That's like crazy in itself. Like
it is.
fair play. Like I was just in survival zombie mode, taking that on, and then kind of balancing that because it is like a every 4 month cycle. Even if you kind of 6 months, you've got to keep that going and finding the balance of keeping that going without obviously overbooking yourself or like how have you found that whole thing from the start?
It's definitely a journey. I think I'm very grateful that my skill set is again events marketing, and that kind of helps me with that. Like I'm a planner, I've always been a planner. I think a lot of you end up becoming a planner even if you weren't before because of your child and your routine and all of that. So I think that's why a lot of mums gravitate towards becoming event hosts and franchises and things like that. But it is definitely a journey. And like I said, obviously going back to work and then juggling it and feeling guilty that I couldn't pour into it in the same way when I was on mat leave was hard. It was really hard. I think that's a very low point. Even going from having someone doing it side by side who is also my friend and then looking at how that affects our friendship. And it hasn't, thank God. Like we see each other all the time still. I saw it this morning. Like, all of those things are scary, but I think it's just remembering why I do it. And I guess from the business part, like there were so many amazing people that have collaborated with us and they've been with us from day one that are constantly, whether I know it or not, are constantly championing everything we do. I guess the beauty of it as a business perspective, people have babies every day. So the audience is there. It's just how I reach them and how I tap into it. But then also it's finding that balance because I'm a mum. Like I have my own time. There were times that I think, a lot of the mums would have got an email from me in the night because bedtime did not go as planned. And I've had to email you at 11 o'clock instead of 7 like I promised. And I think it's just about being honest.
Yeah.
And I think that's, you know, obviously it's a business and there's a brand. And I think what one of, you know, I think my strengths is being real. I think with mums, so they understand. Like, you know, in the beginning, I was very much like, okay, you will get an email in 24 hours and da-da-da-da. And then obviously I used to beat myself up when I couldn't meet that deadline. Was now I'm a bit like, yeah, within the next couple of days. I won't tell you exactly when, but you will definitely. I'm just more honest that I'm a mum myself. There's a lot of days I go from, especially when I was working, I would do the events in the morning, literally run home and have to log into work.
Yeah.
And work, and then obviously work, and then run to do the nursery pickup, and then be mum life. Obviously, now that I've scaled back from that and I'm freelance, I have the control and power to do what I do. I now strategically, so apologies, any mums that would love a Monday and Friday event, I choose to do events only on the days my son's at nursery, so I can still be a mum. It's my boundaries and my balance. Obviously, if there's something that works and I can arrange it in advance, definitely I would flip it around. But it's just having like separations.
Yeah, I think embracing that and accepting that, I think it's difficult. I struggled at the start of when am I a dad, when do I work, and trying to do everything, and just actually saying, you know what, I'm going to push this back. If you're honest with people, like I normally get you this, do this, I'm going to push back because actually I want to go home and spend time with my son. And I was meant to have a call with someone the other day, and then had to go pick Austin up and this, that, and the other. And they were just, it was like his response was, "You're doing it. That's the priority.
Yeah.
Like I'm glad that you're doing things in the right order." And it meant that he didn't get what he needed in the time that he originally asked for it. But he was just like, well, yeah, that's absolutely right. That always comes first.
That's the right kind of person.
Yeah.
That you want to be working with, talking to whoever. And that's what I found from this. Like nearly everybody we work with, whether it's owner of a venue or the general manager of a venue or the owner of a business that's doing something for us, most people are parents and they get it. Like the amount of times I've had to be like, I'm sorry, my son is currently running around my feet while we talk, but this is the only time I've got to talk to you, or be respectful of like, I can talk to you on these days and these days, not these days. Like it is about setting boundaries, and I think that helps the balance of things. But also being able to be, when I am Mum Club host, I can deliver the way it should be. Like, and that's why I think for me, like, he's at nursery the days I do Mum Club.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't have any guilt. I don't have to worry. He's in the place that I trust to look after him.
Yeah.
But then I've got a full day to be with all these amazing women. I can deliver, and I'm not like panicking about. To be fair, the last event, as I was packing up, I got a call from nursery. I was like, please, I cannot leave yet. But it was fine. It was just an update. But that's the life kind of we all live now. And it's a business that's amazing. I think outside, I did a post last night. So we have the Mum Club do an annual big meetup, so all the franchises come together.
Oh, nice.
And it was quite nice because we have like a platform where we can all chat to each other and we can give each other tips and advice. And I'm quite close to Milton Keynes host because distance-wise she's the closest. So we share a lot of businesses together, like photographers and things like that. And we recommend stuff to each other and things like that. So shout out to all those businesses that work with us both. But it was just so empowering to be in the room with the founders, the women who created this in the first place, but then also the other people just doing the same thing for their local communities.
Yeah.
Like I think I mentioned earlier, there's 70 plus franchises across England and the UK, well, England, Wales. Yeah. And there's one in Dubai, which I kick myself about because I just think, well, duh. All they do is go to brunch and the ladies of leisure would be amazing. I don't live there.
Yeah, and there's no tax.
But just to see, like, you know, there's Mum Club Cambridge, there's Mum Club, you know, Jersey, there's Mum Club Glasgow. Like, it's just amazing the impact of what this brand is. And like you say, a lot of people don't realise it's a franchise, which is amazing because obviously it's a business, but we're not selling the business, we're selling what we do. We're helping mums. And, you know, it's amazing. It's so nice to have that support. It helps me as...
You kind of got that blueprint of what
you've got
works.
the blueprint, but we're learning all together too. So there's like constant stuff for us to help us support us as business owners as well, which is great, which sometimes you don't get when you're going out on your own. But it's funny, there's one thing I would say is I do get a lot of imposter syndrome with it being a franchise. Right. So I'm part of, obviously, which a lot of people are female founders in Bedford, which I love, and Lauren's amazing. But even being part, I remember being in that picture and being like, but everyone here has like done it from scratch themselves. And people always remind me, but you're doing this for Bedford for yourself.
Yeah,
Do you get what I mean? So that's probably one thing that's quite hard is that.
I think people sometimes struggle with the word like founder or entrepreneur or something because it
carries weight.
Yeah, and it's always the Facebook founder or
what comes to mind. Yeah,
but
Jeff
actually, actually, you've started it from scratch. You've still had to grow your following. You still had to get out in front of people. You still had to do it in a way that works and people resonate with.
Yeah.
And it was far from finished when you started it, was it?
And it is not a one size fits all. What might work for one
totally,
region
every area is different, and every community is different. What they like, they don't like, and how it fits. So you definitely have to kind of fit that in your head if you can of being a founder.
I'm getting better at it, but it is like sometimes. But I wouldn't obviously be here without the mums of, I am a mum myself. I could be the only one at these events by myself, but like every mum that I meet is great. Like even if we've met once, we've met a couple. I have a few regulars, which is amazing. I've got a few mums that have come literally like at a hard point and are very open in sharing their story, which is amazing. And one of them now is actually pregnant, so she'll be back. I'll just be seeing her for the next few years, basically, which is amazing. And it's kind of like we've got our final one next week. Final one of the year next week, and it's the biggest one I do. It's Christmas, kind of go all out, and I'm really excited. Like I'm buzzing. I've been talking about it for ages, but just to
preparing it for ages.
Yeah,
as well.
I have. Yeah. To be fair, I actually prepared December before I did September, October, November.
Wow.
I looked in the day. I looked in I've been doing it for months because it is such a big one. It's that time of year, and obviously this time of year is difficult as well. Like Christmas is such a big thing, I guess, as an economy, but as a parent it's difficult, like knowing how all in to go and things like that. And it's
really difficult to balance it, isn't it? You don't want to spoil your kid, but you also don't want to like get it's really difficult. And I feel like this year is a lot more kind of economy wise, pricing wise, it's tough.
It's tough, and that's kind of,
and not beating yourself up about that is tough as well.
And I think that's probably why I'm going all out, because I think if this is the one thing a mum does this December with her child or her baby, like it's going to be worth it for them. And that's another thing I think you mentioned about, the economy, is what's difficult business-wise is keeping the affordability fair. Because like you said, on maternity, statutory pay, not everyone gets company pay.
Statutory is
ridiculous. So that's probably, I think, a challenge I think we'll always face, because, we could make it the biggest, best event ever and spend whatever, but then it's ultimately mums that have to pay for that. So again, I'm very thankful to the businesses that I work with that truly understand that it's mums on maternity leave or not, on, like, income fluctuates and things like that, and making it an affordable experience. Yeah, because it's hard. Like obviously, if you're as a restaurant, food and drink prices go up and things like, and it's obviously sometimes they have to pass that on. But very grateful so far that we've got people that just get and understand that. Yeah. But it's a journey, and I love every minute of it. I love meeting the people we meet, whether it's the mums or the people behind the scenes, or the people that just want to get involved in the community. Like I've had a few interesting chats recently of people that just want to help mums. Yeah, which is great. And like it's definitely, I don't know what's next for me in
How's
terms
the
of
freelance stuff coming with that? How has that journey been of starting that side of things?
It's still quite new. So obviously I've been freelancing probably since September, October. It's part-time, so it means I can do it alongside Mum Club. And actually I talk about Mum Club all the time, and I'm very transparent about this is something I do. It's not something I want to change. So I think, any employer at the moment, and the thing is, it's actually something that's helped me. I think doing the Mum Club, being made redundant and not having anything else to go to is what's kept me going. And it's kind of like, in a sense, where I've, on paper, if you look at CV, I've had a career break. I kind of haven't, because I've been doing the Mum Club. As crazy as it is, since 2 months from when my son, since, early stages of being postpartum, I've been doing it the whole time. So it's kind of has opened doors for me, which is something that's great. I don't know, more will come of it, but...
So in terms of the freelance stuff, is that events planning and things like that?
Yeah, events and project management stuff. So so in a similar vein, I never want it to be something that like I can't balance. Yeah. So I think for me, I'm doing that now, and it kind of works well. I work it around Mum Club, and obviously because I plan Mum Club, I know when my dates are, so I can work around it. So
makes sense.
It's great. It gives a lot of independence, but also I'm learning a lot by doing Mum Club, which then helps me on my freelance side of things as well. So yeah, like it's really weird, but yeah, to think that I was made redundant and then I found Mum Club and I thought, oh, it'll just be something I do on mat leave until I go back to work, and it's something that's actually seen me beyond that. And like actually now I'm like, if I can't find a job that will appreciate what I do for Mum Club, then maybe it's not for me.
Yeah, totally. That's really important thing to learn about yourself as well, isn't it? Because I think, again, being a parent and that being your sole kind of main priority, you kind of, it's quite easy to forget other things about you and what you wanted and what's important to you and why you want them. And I think drive for business or your career, that doesn't always have to mean financially, and whatever is right for you, it's still so important that you push that and find something that works for you on that. Because I mean, I'm in a lucky position, obviously working for myself, that I can balance up that, but not a lot of people are.
No.
But it still doesn't mean that you kind of, if you want to, I think there's always a pressure of kind of, especially mum side of it. You're either a career mum or a kind of home mum, if you know what I mean.
But it's not like that's not it.
Yeah, exactly.
There's more to it than that.
Yeah, and I think that's where I think there's sometimes a struggle. If I had a baby now, my career's over.
Yeah,
that's just not always the case, and working it around that, and I think the world now is so much more, ever since COVID, I think, so much more open to freelancers and working from home, and I think there's so much more opportunity for that now, even more so with the economy and businesses as they are. They can probably rather have a freelance do work as opposed to a full-time employee. So I think that there's so much more you can work around being a parent now than there used to be.
And also I think a lot of mums, again, I did a post about this earlier in the year, about you go through an identity crisis. You kind of go from, like you said, especially, I'm a first-time mum, so I can't speak for having multiples, but like your life before having a child, you might have had a high-flying career, which is what I was doing for years, events, I travelled, all of that. And then, like you said, this thing that you created comes into your life, and it makes you take a step back and think, actually, can I still do that? Or do I even want to do that? Yeah. And actually, there's a lot of mums this year I've met that are like made redundant as well. Very common thing here. But some of them like, thank God, because I didn't want to go back and I didn't know how to tell them.
And that's the thing. Yeah. Sometimes you need life to make the decisions for you.
Yeah. And that's literally what my son was for me. I planned him. It's not the time he came. Basically. Came a year earlier than planned. Yeah. But that's just and it just forces you to like slow down and let go and just let be and trust.
Yeah, everything happens for a reason, right? Yeah. And sometimes you've got to see that. And I was listening to a podcast the other day, and he was talking about sort of how he got to his career and how he did certain things. And he was like, it was just a happy accident. It was a happy accident. And actually kind of sometimes they're not accidents. They're just, these things happen, but you have to be in the position to take that opportunity when it comes, because so many opportunities come your way. And like you say, looking for roles, and that franchise thing popped up. It's like, well, there's a reason that popped up. And
I was meant to see it when I saw it. Yeah,
and you've got one of two things you could do: take the opportunity or not. Yeah. And that's part of the whole journey, isn't it? Whether knowing which, and sometimes you take the wrong ones, sometimes you take the right ones. But whether you're a mum or not, you just got to roll the dice sometimes.
Yeah, it is, and I think that's what's nice about, again, this community. You can talk about all these things with each other. There's, especially people that have on their next, second, third, fourth child, and they've gone back to work already, and they're on mat leave again, and they can tell you what that journey was like for them. I've got mums that I meet, and they love their jobs, and their jobs love them equally, and it's smooth sailing to go back to work. But obviously, there's lots of people that that are similar to me, where they were made redundant, or going back to work wasn't made easy for them, and they've become. But also, it's kind of like, what's a sad state is that I remember I did a poll last year. It's like the amount of mums that have had to go self-employed. Yeah, because our society doesn't always support women who are working and parents. Like the amount of people, they've got no choice because of the hours they work or the jobs that they do don't fit with being a parent, right?
Yeah, I didn't realise how difficult that was
until you became a parent.
Yeah, and I think there's so much of it that in your head you plan for, whether it be whether you got space for a nursery, or you've got finances put aside, or you've got kind of, you feel like you're going to put your relationship, whatever that may be. You don't necessarily think,
until you,
and then it happens, and then you think, well, actually, there's a lot of people that I know that their businesses didn't support them. Yeah, and it was just a case of, well, you're coming back in 3 months, right? Yeah. Well, no, I wanted to do 6. Well, you're not going to get paid for it. Yeah. And then you come back and you feel uncomfortable, and you feel like you're kind of been replaced and all these. And I get it from a business point of view. I totally get it. Like
they have a thing to deliver.
We still have to keep the business going.
Yeah.
So I get it. I don't know what the answer is. I get it from both sides.
Human perspective.
I also think that there's an argument to say that with the whole maternity, the statutory is like nothing. It's like nothing. And I think there should be a way of working it out that kind of says, take, for example, your salary for the last year, 2 years, whatever, and take a percentage of that, because you're obviously putting into the government and paying your tax, right? So why should everybody get the same? I'm not that might seem like I'm putting down people that haven't got as good a jobs, but if you put that money into the, it's not like you can get a good job for 3 months and then get more money. Like an average of the last year or six.
Well, that's how they calculate it. The previous year before the tax, the earnings over the like 18 months before.
Yeah.
Which is what happened to me. So when I was made redundant, I had to get maternity allowance.
Yeah.
But it was based on my earnings the year before, so obviously I could qualify. But you're right. Like everyone has different scales of income, but we all pay in to this economy, but then to end up all having equally the same on maternity, but you've technically earned more,
and you've got more bills to pay,
and your
and you've got a lot of stuff going on.
Life is in line with your salary. That is something maybe.
That's it, because it's tough. It's
controversial,
tough.
But it's. I thought about it, and again, I didn't realise until I was in it.
Yeah,
but it's true. Like we all pay taxes, but technically, people who earn more pay higher taxes. But so your maternity allowance shouldn't be a flat figure; it should be a percentage
of what.
Just like they calculate your maternity company pay, it's a percentage of your earnings for however long and whatever. Like,
exactly,
that is an option that maybe society should go down.
I don't think it will, because that means that the government have got to pay more money. That's just not going to happen.
Yeah, but technically you're paying for it yourself.
Yeah,
as a tax.
Yeah, it's a difficult one. I think there's so many things that you learn. Afterwards, that I think again, there's not a lot that's spoken about it. You go to these classes or the antenatal classes, and it's like, okay, what happens if they choke? What happens if when they what does this mean? How do you do this? How do you do that? As opposed to, okay, the next one should be, I think we did like, I can't remember how many sessions it was, 12 maybe.
Yeah.
And then the last one was, okay, after this born, this and this might happen. But like, there's so much that's involved with after, whether it is financially or mentally, and I think there's a lot of that as well. And I'm not speaking for anybody, because like I know a lot of mums that really struggled mentally afterwards.
100%. And there are people that come into the groups and you can see, or they've messaged to say, you know, they are struggling and that's why they want to come out and things like that. But people don't.
And maybe you don't realise it at the time as well, because you're in the thick of everything, the sleepless nights, the feeding, the everything, but you don't maybe realise that you're not
going through something. Yeah. And that's why obviously pictures look nice and glossy, but it always is come as you are. It's never like you have to dress up and put heels on and be all glam or whatever. Just come as you are. Like, we get it. If you come in, and I had a mum the other week, she came and literally as they got out of the car, baby pooed. Yeah. Everywhere.
They're very good at timing that, aren't they?
They're lovely, aren't they? Things like that. It's just come as you are. Like, there's no judgment here. I know I keep saying it, but it's a safe space. It's a welcome space. You can literally just breathe, and which is something we don't realise, that sometimes you hold your breath. Like if your baby's not breathing, you hold your breath to see it. Like all these things, and you park things to one side, and it's kind of like that's what the Mum Club is about. This community of people that get it and can talk to you. But people support each other. I know people that are like, oh, I work in employment law, or I work in HR. I can help you with your case, and you just never know who you're going to meet, and things like that. And it's weird and wonderful that you met someone because your baby sat next to each other or whatever. But actually that someone can now be a lifelong friend or a friend for this season. Like there's no pressure for it to be forever. It might just be for while you're on mat leave. It might be actually you've lived near each other. Like it's that's what the beauty of it is. It's just it's a great opportunity that I'm helping to create for everyone here.
I think as well, once you get past a certain age, it's really hard to meet new people, because you either meet them through work or you have known them for a long time.
We're not as open as a society to meet new friends.
We're not. I mean, if you go abroad, like if you're in my dad lived in Canada for a long time, and neighbours are just talking over the fence to each other, and you move in and everyone's bringing parcels to you and welcome. We don't do that. That's not really. Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, I knew all the neighbours up the street. Yeah. I don't anymore. I know them next door. Yeah, and actually,
no, an opposite me.
I know we kind of, it's not a cul-de-sac, but when it was being built, it was a cul-de-sac until it got extended. Yeah. And the only reason that we kind of became a bit of a group is because my next door neighbour is American, and that's his way of doing things. He was like, right, let's all come over my house, let's all have a party, we all get to know each other, and that was if not, I would have just said morning, and that was it. So it is hard to meet new people, and
it is difficult.
And then what might happen as well is then mums meet up, and then the dads meet up, and then that kind of expands further, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I think that's definitely, I've met mums, and then it's like, oh, my husband gets on with your husband. That's great. Or even at nursery, sometimes it happens as well, but it's just...
I'm always zombie mode in nursery. I'm always like, I'm fed up of being in the car. Right, there you go. I'll see you. And then I'm back in the car again. And I'm thinking about work. I'm so bad. There's so many people at nursery that are chatting when they get there. What have you been up to? What have you been up to? And I'm just like, sat, like waiting, like, okay, I'm ready to go now. I need to be a little more sociable, I think.
Collect my child, please. I don't know you. But then ultimately, all our kids hang out and we just don't know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is bizarre.
It is bizarre.
That Austin comes home and says your son's name
it's so
when he's having
funny.
his dinner or something.
Yeah.
Who are you playing with today?
Sometimes I'm like, is that a real person? Have you just ranted? Is that person?
I get that as well. Are you saying names from a TV program or a book? Or have you made it up?
Yeah.
Or
you just heard it? Yeah. It's funny, isn't it? But that's, again, the weird and wonderful thing that I guess is the ripple effect of like mum club and groups like this, is that you just never know what comes from it. You might meet someone that is, you know, your biggest champion in a difficult time. You just don't know. And obviously, like I said, a lot of mums that we meet are people like me that moved from somewhere else and don't know anyone. And like you said, we don't really know our neighbours. Like obviously, I'm here from London, and I remember the week we moved, we went for a walk, and people were like, "Morning," and I was like, "Do we know them? Do we know them?
We're so
Why
bad
are they speaking
at that.
to us?" But now I'm that person. Morning, how are you? Yeah. And then when my family come, they're like, "Do you know them?" No, we're just polite here. Yeah. I'm so not a London. In my core, I'm a Londoner. When I go in with my son, I go into London mode. Yeah. Outside of that, I'm, you know, I love it.
I think in general, there's not a lot of people now that are just mornings and afternoon. We can walking past. I'm walking the dog, say morning to people, and they're like,
"I'm not going to kidnap your dog."
Yeah, exactly. All I'm saying is good morning.
Yeah.
Like,
my thing is, if someone's got the same pushchair as me, I'm like, "You've got good taste."
It's so. I also do this thing as well that I don't realise I'm doing it when I see now a baby or a toddler or something. I kind of like, I'm smiling to myself because I'm thinking of Austin, right? Yeah. Which is okay when I'm with Austin.
But when you're by yourself,
but when I'm not, I do look a little bit. I think I could come across creepy.
But you know what? It's also that because you're now in it and you're on the other side, you're more aware of those things around you. Every time I see a parent, I'm like, or a parent with a child having a tantrum, or parent with a peaceful child. It's just like, I get it. It's that nod, that like, we're in the same club, kind of thing, and that's what's quite nice. And it's kind of like, even I've bumped into mums when I'm doing the food shop, like, oh hello, like we're all normal too. Like it's that kind of nice thing that, as much as it is that you might, you know, in my case, you've only come to one event, even if it's just so that we can say, hi, how are you? How's it all going? Have you been? Like, it's just building the community bigger, right? Yeah. And shaping the future of our kids are the future of Bedford, aren't they? At the end of the day, right? So hopefully they can all be besties and, you know, take things to the next level. But yeah, like it's an incredible thing. And, you know, there's so many, I know people will say this, but there's so much mixed reviews about Bedford. Yeah, I think a lot of people that are like, have been here a long time and they think it's rubbish. But as someone that's come in, like literally, I didn't know anything about Bedford. It just kept coming up on Rightmove. So we took a day trip, walked down the embankment, and we were like, "Oh, this is amazing." And that's the thing that breaks my heart is people like, town is awful, but it's not. There's so many like beautiful places and amazing businesses, independents as well, that do so much for the town. That actually sometimes what I love is actually being able to do these events, because also not many mums drive. Like some people are afraid to drive because having a baby in the back of the screaming baby in the back of the car.
It gets overwhelming very
Some
quickly.
kids aren't great in the car, like all those things. So it's been able to like have that outreach. So like 1 month it'll be more town centre, it might be a bit more further out, like one of the other villages. And the beauty of Bedford is you can get to most places within 15 to 20 minutes. And
there's some really nice villages outside,
some
really nice
lovely
pubs,
villages,
and really
gorgeous pubs.
Yeah.
One of our favourites, hopefully going back to again next year. I don't want to name drop anyone because then they might feel like there's favouritism. So all of you are great.
I think what the common theme that I get from, we talk about Bedford quite a lot.
Yeah. Wow.
But people that are from outside of Bedford, that grew up in Bedford, that live in Bedford, definitely say, I think when you're in it and you've seen what it could be, whatever, it's easy to be critical. But a lot of people come from external, like, actually, like, it's pretty good. There's nice towns, there's nice parks, there's the river, there's independent shops, and all town centres are looking tired and shut.
All of them, no matter where you go.
Exactly.
From, like I said, Scotland all the way down to like Manchester, London, like everywhere has got somewhere that's not as ideal.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
But there's so much to celebrate in Bedford, and the community is great. And I think there's a lot of energy moving towards that as well at the moment, which is really positive. Yeah. So, yeah, another positive review of Bedford, which is always nice.
Always. Obviously, I wouldn't live here or raise my child here. And that was the biggest thing for us. Like, for some people, London or Manchester or whatever, the biggest cities are the centre of it. But for us, it was like, this is the pace of life that we want. This is where we want to raise our child. He's going to be happy. I know this might sound funny. The air is better in Bedford than it is in London. It is. Like, I used to, when I used to commute, I used to be like, by the time we get to like Luton, I can feel the air is different. The air is better in Bedford.
I love London. I definitely couldn't live in London.
No. And it's nice to visit. And I say that as I grew up in London. Like, I am from London. But now, would I ever let my child... No. Definitely not.
No.
It's nice to visit. We can do all the nice touristy things.
Yeah.
But come home.
Great for a day. Maybe two.
Yeah.
But then I'm just like, right, just get me out. Yeah. I need some space.
I don't know at one point I actually become a Bedfordian, but a length of time.
Yeah, I think it's...
But my son was born here.
Yeah, I think that qualifies.
What's the minimum time frame?
Yeah, exactly.
You have to have
Isn't it like
here
4 years and you'd have to live in a country before you can get a passport?
I've got another 1 year. Next year.
Yeah, you can apply for residency.
Okay, thanks. But no, and that's kind of the thing. It's that spirit of, again, Mum Club Bedford. It's the spirit of all. It's about bringing people together in our town. And, it's great. I wouldn't change it. Yeah, it's great.
Brilliant. I think that's the perfect time to wrap it up.
Thank you for having me.
You have to come back in a year when you're a real Bedfordian.
Yeah, do I get a pass? Is there a ceremony?
Yeah, and I think you get a plaque and you can put it on the wall.
Oh, lovely.
I think the mayor comes out.
Am I going to have to organise this myself?
Yeah, and pay for it.
Okay.
You get the little curtain that you have to pull.
Oh, lovely. We'll do a Mum Club Bedford citizenship thing.
There you go, yeah.
But yeah, it's only like, I think, there's just so much more to come, and obviously I'll have a new wave of mums, but I never forget about my, the previous wave. Like, everyone is, like I said, is always welcome, and it's kind of, just keep spreading the word. I think ultimately, like, there's so many people like, oh, I wish I knew about this. I'm going back to work. Like, you miss out, and you think you have that reach. Yeah, but it's not, and like I said, people have babies every day.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, to think.
So yeah, I think it's just keep going and spreading it because. I mean, when Austin was born, we didn't know about those sorts of things. So
no, and that's it's funny actually. I get a lot of men. They're like, "Oh, I'm going to tell my wife or my partner, or she needs to come to this, or even not like in like more softer ways. That men like she really needs something like this. Yeah. Or so it's quite nice. Or just there's a lot like yourself, a lot of men that just get it. Like I find that a lot of venue managers obviously tend to be a lot of men in Bedford, and a lot of them are just like, oh yeah, I'm going to tell my wife or my sister or my sister-in-law, things like that. So it's nice, and people come from all walks of life. I've got people that come from beyond Bedford, where their area maybe isn't covered by a mum club, which is quite nice. So, and it's all people message and they're like, I'm moving to Bedford. Like, I can't wait to come. Or,
it's already a starting point.
Yeah, or I get a lot of mums that are pregnant and like, I'm pregnant now. I can't wait to come in the new year when the baby's here.
They'll be getting pregnant just so they can come to the group.
Yeah. Sometimes I hold a new baby. I hold a baby every month, right? People are like, you can do it again, but why? I get to hold all your babies and not have to do the hard work bad stuff.
Anymore. You can give it back when it starts crying, does a poo.
Exactly. So that's, it's also a good... just wait to decide if that's what you want to do again. Yeah. But it's just, that's what's lovely about it. And it's also just being able to help someone in whatever way you can. I think, I've had privilege of being, people share their stories. But it's not also just the mums. It's the people that come and the local businesses that pop up for us. Yeah. The nannies that come and help us out. Like, all of it is a spotlight on Bedford, the businesses, the mums. Like, it's all constantly intertwined. Like, So it's just weird, wonderful, and I'll be doing it for as long as I can. Good.
Well, I'm hopefully it keeps growing. Hopefully more people are aware of it, and I'm looking forward to seeing that growth. And hopefully we can support with a little bit of exposure as well. And yeah, we'll keep an eye on it, and we'll maybe at some point there'll be another baby for me to. Maybe. Who knows?
Does she know? This is like a preview. Exclusive?
I mean, no. I mean, I like the idea of having another baby.
Yeah.
It's just carnage.
It is. It's a lot.
And I'm not ready for it for another 15 years.
No. Also, it's very expensive too.
Oh,
like we said, nursery fees. Like some people wait till one's out so the next one can get in, and all those things.
Yeah, so, and seeing my sister having 2, I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Having a phone call with her.
Well, maybe you should come to Mum Club event and see. Just test the waters. Hold another baby. Hold 2 babies at once.
The problem is, I do look at pictures of Austin and I'm like, oh, I miss that so much.
But do you know what? The beauty of parenthood is you look at those pictures, because we all do it. They go to sleep. You've had a long day. And you wish them to sleep, and now they're asleep. And then you're looking at. You want them to wake up, and you're looking at. Because as hard as any moment is, when you're in it, like the tantrums, the lack of sleep, you forget that because they're this beautiful thing that's yours, right?
I saw this podcast of I think it was like Gerard Butler or something. I can't remember who it was, but he talking about parenthood, and he would say, my biggest bit of advice is when you're in a moment where they're freaking out, they're throwing a tantrum, they're doing whatever that's driving you insane, take a breath and remember that you're going to want that back again.
Yeah.
He said, I miss the moments of it's great, the hugs and the cuddles and stuff, that those moments where they're there, they're growing, they're developing, they're doing these things, that I would have that back.
It's taking it all, I feel,
now.
Yeah.
And take that moment of breath, because that's not going to be forever, and soon they're going to be living somewhere else, and you're
married to someone else
and might have their own kids, or you might speak to them once a week or once a month or whatever it may be, and you're gonna want those moments back again. So it's really hard in those moments where they're really frustrating and not doing what you want them to do, or screaming and it's 3 a.m. or whatever it may be, but just remembering that
it's a phase, it's a moment in time, it will pass.
And soon you'll be cuddling and they'll be asleep, and and soon they'll be moving out.
And that's what I say to a lot of mums, is give yourself grace as well as them. Like, it is, teething will pass, sleep progression will pass, like all of those things. It's just about giving yourself grace and just being in the moment. But I am one of those mums that looks at the future and cries. I was in town and I saw teenagers running around, and a boy with a girl, his girlfriend, and I was like, I'm going to be Michael with some little girl, I don't know. And I looked down and I was like, he's 2.
Yeah, I'm the same. He had a haircut the other day and I was like, why are you now 15?
Yeah, it's crazy how much haircuts change there.
Yeah. And I'm just not ready for it, and it's going really quickly, and I love the development. I love him kind of starting to put sentences together and the new words it's coming out with, and how much fun he is and stuff. But there is a part of me that misses this little potato looking thing that just lays there on the sofa and with little tiny fingernails.
That's it. It only happens once, right? You don't get to relive your childhood all over again. You just have to enjoy the journey, and hopefully have amazing people along with you on the way, or meet amazing people along the way to support you through it. Because, that's, I won't go off a topic, but it's something I forgot to talk about. But it's about having a village, right?
Oh, yeah, I was about to say, people say that, and I've never knew what it meant.
We don't have
that anymore.
Not anymore. The way we had it as kids, no. Our parents had it. I think that's where things...
Things like this are so important.
This, and even just the baby groups, the classes, whether it's gym is your outlet or whatever, you have to create your own village nowadays. And the beauty of Mum Club is you get to choose. It's not chosen for you. Because some people don't have great relationships with family.
And some people so my family is Bedford based. Andrea's, but Austin's mum, they're on Ireland.
Yeah.
So that's really difficult, right? So it's hard to kind of find that balance as well of how do you do that, and that's a whole experience. But when I was younger, I'd be at the park and it'd be my friend's mum that was looking out saying everyone's good, if anything happens, call Luke's mum, whatever. But one mum might be looking after 20 kids just out the window on their occasional glance that she looks out. It doesn't happen anymore. So these things I think are really important. I think having a baby and seeing that journey and seeing how sometimes isolating or confusing or sad or lost, and a really important thing to talk about it.
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan, big believer in this stuff, and I hope it just keeps growing and supporting more mums.
Yeah, exactly.
So thank you for coming and talking to us. I think it was really nice to chat about it, and really, really great stuff that you're doing. So
thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.